hello, everybody, and welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, tell a friend, come on, our little list. My but here, and we're going to talk about the Real Housewives episode 19. You agree? This is the end of their. My gosh, why isn't this coming down? Look at this. Just that is not going to go up. There we go. You know, StreamYard is just not my friend today.
Right?
Oh my God. Okay, so this is it. This is the end. So long, farewell, la vida, good night. What do you think?
I wasn't mad at this. Just like the season, like it was. You know what? This was a fairly light ending, except for the part with
Mm-hmm.
Adriana and Marisol and Alexia. I'm gonna say
Mm-hmm.
this. Now I'm never here. Like I'm not never. I was here for Alexia. These past seasons, I have not been here for Alexia. Just working my nerve. But but I do miss the friendship those three had, and you can tell
Mm-hmm.
there was a real bond there, like especially from Marisol to Adriana. That connection to me was stronger, and that is because, like Adriana said, me and your mother were very good friends, so
They
that should
were.
tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with Adriana, so that's why I say it's Marisol and Adriana really like have that good friendship because like Marisol doesn't break down a lot. Like, but when Adriana hurt her, you could see it hurt her, and I felt bad for both of them in that moment. Alexia don't care. Because here's the thing with Alexia.
Mm-hmm.
Alexia is a pretty much a hanger on. You know, she's not someone who could really stand on her own, in my opinion. And you
Mm-hmm.
could see that because she couldn't put herself in Adriana's shoes. There was no empathy. And you
Mm-hmm.
want to bring up Leah Black. And how are you going to? This is a hilarious part. And this is why sometimes I hate social media.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see on this part of me, and she's like, I need to thank Leah Black, for giving us information that I didn't pay attention to. I'm like, so, okay, you don't like this woman. And you thanking her because you met at Adriana right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we see how you go. And
Mm-hmm.
then before the season starts, she was throwing major shade at Leah.
Uh-huh.
This is why people do. I see why people be mad at Alexia. I
From
see why.
last year, she was. She was moaning and groaning anytime Leah's name was mentioned.
Right.
Mm-hmm. In between tears.
hmm And Adriana apologized for the comment,
Mm-hmm.
which she should have. It was a bad analogy. Point blank. Period. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But you, Nicole called it right. I think it was Nicole. You want people to bow down, kiss the ring, for your apologies. And I'm sorry, when you're of that age, ain't nobody coming running behind you for a friendship. At least I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
my thing is, I look at this: if we're really friends, and you know who I am, and I tell everybody, I said, at some point, I'm going to say something you're not going to like, and I'm probably going to hurt your feelings, and you need to come tell me that, and I will tell you whether I meant to hurt your feelings or not. If I meant to hurt your feelings, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not apologizing. If I didn't mean to, I'm going to apologize. I'm not running behind you because if you have a
Mm-hmm.
problem, you have a problem. I don't know about it. You come to me, we talk about it. And
Mm-hmm.
Alexia feels for some reason like she runs Miami. She's the Cuban Barbie queen, and people need her friendship. Like, I'm sorry, like of everyone in that group, you're the most expendable because all of your accolades, everything you have is from somebody else. You ain't worked for nothing. And I'm sorry, you do have a cute little salon, but you're not franchising. You're not building more brick and mortar. If she was to do that, Would I be here for Alexia like that? No, but I would be for her businesses. That's just the truth. I would be there for her businesses. But
You will be for the. That's like her saying, "I'm here for the song."
I love your song. I love your song. That's all you gonna get. And
Mm-hmm.
at least that was honest. But
Mm-hmm.
with her, she needs to understand you don't have the position you think you do. You just don't.
Mm-hmm.
Because when Andy was giving Gertie her flowers, she couldn't handle it. I thought she was gonna burst into flames.
And let me tell you. Oh well. Lem- Here's my biggest problem with Alexia, and I think it was highlighted really throughout this season, especially in the three parts of the reunion. With if you compare Adriana to her, both of these women be saying some fucked up shit.
Right.
That both of them,
Right.
be putting their foot in their mouth and saying some really below the belt garbage to some of the other ladies on both couches. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
However, Adriana can admit that she's wrong and apologize and apologize and apologize over and over and over again, essentially for the same thing, right? And
Right.
it looks genuine. I don't know if it is genuine, but it comes across to me as genuine.
Mm-hmm.
Alexia does not have that capacity.
Well, Alexia
And
never thinks she's
that's
wrong.
your downfall with me. And that's my problem with her because her ignorance her ignorance is so startling. And I cannot translate stupid, nor do I have the time in my life to do it. I just will not put up with ignorance. That's why I stopped watching Jersey. She's not going to ruin this franchise for me. She isn't. So I just blank her out. I just don't want to hear any more drivel from her. I'm done. I'm done with Alexia. She's not that important. And it's going to make watching Ultimate Girls Trip really hard for me because I think I'm going to be ignoring her a lot on it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I can't accept that. Like, we are human, we all make mistakes, and
Yep.
we should have some capacity in which to acknowledge that we did wrong. And then if somebody apologizes to us, eventually accept that apology.
Right. If you
You
say
don't
your
have to
friend.
do it right away, but exactly. They have a history. They have a history. And don't bring up Leah as the reason why you cannot accept an apology. Uh-uh. Because what does Leah telling y'all all of them years ago that Adriana was married before she got married on the show? What does that got to do with anything? That has nothing to do with the subject at hand, which was that Adriana says something foul with regards to your son to you in front of your face and just didn't back down on it. But eventually she came to her senses. Like, there's you do the same thing, except you don't ever come back to your senses.
Right.
I could have more respect for Adriana than I do Alexia. She has a major character flaw that I just can't get down with.
I think what it is, for at least from my vantage, is the fact that yeah, like you do stuff wrong too, but you won't own up to it. Like you just can't say like I was wrong in this moment. What it is, she needs other people to admit they're wrong first. Boom. That's what I was trying to get to. She will only admit that she does wrong when the other person admits they've done wrong first, or they admit that their wrong was worse than her wrong.
But when has she admitted that she's done wrong?
The whole Russian comment, but then she tried to explain that away again. I was like, oh, this is
But that's only because she was going to get canceled.
right.
So that doesn't work for me. That's
It's a
self-serving.
half. It's half. But it's up to the other person to whether or not they want to accept it. Like I don't tell people, oh, you shouldn't accept their apology,
Mhm.
blah 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 blah. I just say like, well, like just understand where it's coming from. Understand where, understand what happened and who's giving the apology, and if you believe the apology.
Mhm. Yeah. I don't know. I she had the gall to say that somebody was fake and fraudulent.
Yeah, I
Really?
was like, ooh, that shouldn't be coming from you, bubble cakes. That should
Oh
not be coming
God.
from you.
And then don't get me started. She came after Anthony. What? How you calling him Antonia? The fuck?
And you over there with Todd Wiener. Get out of here.
Child. You know that's the other Todd.
No, that's Todd Tina.
Todd Tina and Todd Wiener. Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
these Todds.
These Todds.
And then you got Ken
Mm-mm-mm.
Todd over in Beverly Hills. Well, who was on Beverly Hills? These Todds is not having a good luck on these shows.
No, they not. No, but the Beverly Hills Todd, I mean, he only got activated when he told Kyle to get out.
And
He
Yolanda.
stayed.
And he called Yolanda a
Oh,
stupid woman.
oh yeah. Never mind. I take it all back. Never mind. Child.
But
Mm-mm-mm.
it's weird. Like I don't understand. So here's the whole thing. Women
Mm-hmm.
want to be treated as equal. A lot of women do. Let me preface that. A lot of women do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I find it interesting. Like you want to sit there and call him a bitch, and I'm looking at them like, but he got coin though. Like, so like, say what you want to say. Say what you want to say. This man could probably buy your life. What are you talking about?
Todd will not Todd. Anthony gonna send her some flowers and chocolate. Next. He
Right?
don't care. He don't
But
care.
and I was watching Nicole in that whole
She sat
thing.
there and she smirked.
Yeah.
She don't have to say nothing. She ain't getting
Mm,
down in the gun because she got a career to protect. And Anthony could talk for himself. And you could say whatever you want. We still gonna be over here flexing in what used to be our $44 million house that we just sold to Jeff Bezos' mama. And
right?
we gonna get married.
But I just really find it interesting, like how they are so bothered. And it's amazing to see the dynamics between the left side and the
Listen,
right side. It's very interesting.
listen.
Like,
The majority of the people on the left side of the couch, Alexia's couch, right,
mhm,
spent the entire season attacking and trying to demoralize the women who have established professional careers, successful businesses, and the most education. Think about it. Think about it. They are really threatened by that. And Alexia, although I call her ignorant, she ain't stupid.
right.
And she knows that Nicole is a fan favorite. She know that Adriana is a fan favorite, and she know that Gertie is a fan favorite. But she looks down on all three of those people. All three of them she looks down on and thinks that she's better than them. I'm not going to go into why she does, but she does. And it's not computing for her. So she's going to try to tear them down any way that she can. And Julia is just collateral damage because she keep on picking up for Adriana.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna throw her in too. Right? That's how Alexia thinks. And she will ruin this franchise. She will.
You know what? I don't think she'll ruin the franchise. And
If
here's
they
why.
continue to pander to her,
Yeah.
and I mean Andy them continue to pander to her. Cause like how they pander to Larsa. Cause Larsa shouldn't even get a renewal after this season.
Here's the
Because all
problem
we
with this.
saw was her bending down and cleaning up after her dog in her apartment. That's it.
Here's a problem with this, with these people on the left side. They're necessary to the show. They're necessary to the show because they give you the other side of the right couch. And it's very interesting because I saw this on Twitter as well. They're like, we can't. They were like, people were like, we cannot stand Alexia and Larsa. They're like, ideally they would be off the show, but we need them for the show for as foils to the other side of the couch. They're like, you don't have to like them, and they make good TV. They make good TV, and I'm not gonna sit here and say they don't. They're just annoying with the stupid stuff that they say. Did you see Tiffany Moon by chance this morning?
I sent it to you.
Did you send it to me? Huh?
Yeah.
A couple people sent it to me. Let me just double check. Did I miss yours?
I thought I sent it to you. Where she was defending anesthesiologists and calling out all of the shoddy procedures on the couch.
Yeah. You didn't send it to me.
Who did I send it to? Oh my god.
It's okay. I haven't run across it on Twitter and some other people sent it to me. I'm like, I'm like,
Oh, I sent you the divorce proof. Sorry. Not the divorce, the marriage. The
yeah,
marriage thing. That's what I sent you.
she was activated. I was like, whoa.
But she was in Thailand living her best life. And when she came back, she heard about it and she started defending her girl, Dr. Nicole.
Right.
I loved it. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Because I guess people had asked her about it and she came back and she had to reply. And just I was like, well, you ain't lying. I mean, it is what it is. But back to the reunion.
Mhm.
I think everyone is necessary to the show. It's a perfect cast at this point. With Alexia, I think what's going to happen is at some point she's going to fall out with Larsa or Marisol because Alexia can't keep her mouth closed
Well,
because there was
last
no
year she was calling Larsa a prostitute, wasn't she?
something,
Yeah,
but
because she was on OnlyFans.
I think that was last season.
Yeah,
But
last season. Yeah.
I'm looking at Marisol like, how come you didn't bring up the fact that she let everyone know that you and Steve aren't legally married? Like, you didn't see a problem with that?
For some, they have a convenient friendship. Marisol
Mm,
takes and takes and takes and takes from Alexia, and when is she gonna actually smack a bitch down? I don't know. Oh my god, I need to send this to you. We need to try this. Oh my god, where are you, Jamal? Why did you make me go on Instagram during our show?
oops.
What else happened here? Um, what
Oh,
did
the
you
letter.
think about the part where they asked Larsa about the braids?
For me, I didn't see a problem with her wearing braids.
Not
I
that
didn't.
part. Not that part.
Which part?
Larsa says she black.
I didn't hear her say
Larsa,
that.
yes, she did. She said, I'm black. Larsa's Arab. If she's of Lebanese descent, she's Arab. She's not
I
black.
missed that whole part. My mom is a
Or she
black
says
out.
she black.
I need to go rewatch that 'cause I did not see that part. That piqued my yeah. And I'll be honest, I tend to tune Larsa out sometimes for the most part. But yeah, I didn't hear that. But she said she was where?
Larsa says she black.
She said she was Lebanese and something else.
Larsa
I
says
remember
she's
that.
black.
Huh? Keep talking.
I just cannot with Larsa. I cannot with Larsa. And I don't know if she thinks that putting your hair in two pigtails counts as braiding, but she's like, I bring in a braider every 10
Okay,
days.
let me pull this up because according no, because according to the little Google people, that's a lie. And Larsa is not me. It's just what the little Google people say. So talk to them about it if they're wrong. Um, hold on.
Mm-hmm. Larsa said in part 3 that she is black.
Okay, it says her mother. This is what the little Google people say. Larsa, talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
It says her mother is from Lebanon, and her father is from Syria. She was raised in Chicago, Illinois. Okay, then we
She's
go.
Arab.
Then we go down here. What ethnicity is Larsa? Larsa Pippen, born Larsa, whatever, is a reality TV star and social media influencer. Larsa is a descendant of Lebanese and Assyrian roots. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, according to the little Google peoples, you is Middle Eastern. That don't equate to black, at least in my book, where I come from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could think you're black, okay, but okay, Larsa, go ahead, child. But anywho, Google said you lied, so I'm gonna trust Google on this one.
Mm-mm-mm. Hold on. Let me
Uh,
see.
but, but what killed me when she said Andy's like the whole braids thing. Do you not think? Do you think it's basically? Do you think it's appropriation? And when she said, "No, I don't. I'm not white," I'm like, uh, oh, I was like, huh? So only white people commit cultural appropriation? Is that it? Is that it?
Mm-mm.
I'm like, I hope Debbie caught that too. Excuse
Mm-mm-mm.
me, sorry about that.
No worries. I guess I don't know. When she's going on a trip and she don't want to have to deal with her hair. Um, your hair ain't really problematic. Sorry.
Well, it depends on the texture of her hair, her real hair. Um, I'm just saying.
She got curly hair, but it is of a smoother texture.
Yeah,
And her curls are really loose. They're not coils.
she has
She got better hair
beautiful
than me.
curls. She got beautiful curls.
She just has Caucasian hair with curls in it. Sorry. I said it. I said it. And that's if it has like a curl. It might even just be a wave. I'm sorry, but she need to wheel and come again. I don't she gets me so sick. She is so stupid. What else? What else happened? Um,
Oh, the letter.
oh, Adriana was not like the girls on the right couch was really trying to help her.
For sure.
And they were like, look, she's in a really bad place. She's on her own for the first time. She is lonely. She's mentally not 100% there. She's going through a tough time. Cut her a break. And she goes, I have a letter for you, Andy. Read the letter. And it's Dear Marisol, your alcoholism is really taking a toll on me, and you're abusive to me, and I
Right.
need you to stop. Sincerely, your liver. The hell?
But did you see their faces though? They're all looking like, and then like the parlor's like, I think Marisol may kill me, and Alexia looked at her like, what's going on? And they're all like, Gertie's like, what? They're all concerned and everything. And then when they got to the end of that letter, I was like, you know what? I'm like, Adriana, you could have left that in the bag.
It was funny though.
But then hand her a list of alcohol treatment places. I'm like, no.
Yes, AA AA meeting centers near
Yeah.
her home. I was like, wow. And this is why Adriana and Alexia are the same thing. The
Hmm.
same thing.
Yeah.
I
It's just Adriana's more likable. That's all it
she
is.
is.
That's
She's
all it
also
is.
much more relatable as well.
Right.
She is much more relatable.
And like you said earlier, she's more willing to own up to her issues and her faults than
Hmm.
Alexia is. But I do
And
want to.
she is going, like, this is the first time that she's actually on her own for a long time.
Hmm.
I think since she immigrated from where's she from? Brazil? Since
Brazil.
she immigrated from Brazil, I think this is the first time that she's actually alone.
Right.
It's not easy.
Nope.
Child.
I do want to touch on Gertie
Mhm.
real quick. So,
Mhm.
Gertie's just living her best life.
Mhm.
She's business is booming.
Mhm.
She's one of the top 100 of like event planners in the world.
Uh-huh.
Congratulations to her. She's earned it. And the few photos we got to see, like she killed it. She
Mhm.
she killed it. But we got to the part with Russell, and she was just like, he's really reserved. Like he's my biggest cheerleader, and she's always. She said when he said that, it really hurt me. I was like,
Mhm.
wow. But the kudos to her. She said she used to do 15 weddings a year. She cut that
Mhm.
bad boy down to five, max of five. She's all it's quality over quantity now,
But
and
here's where you know that she's at the upper level now. First of all, they gave her that award at DWP. That's one of the biggest destination wedding planner conferences in the world. Destination wedding planning conference. They meet once a year and they move it every year. Middle
mm,
East, Middle East, Asia, the Americas, and Europe. And that's why I was in Qatar this year. I wanted to do this conference a few years ago when it was in Mexico,
mm,
and COVID hit. But I was signed up for this show. I had it in my budget, my travel budget, to attend this show because the top of the top of the top in wedding planners attend this show, and you get round robin, one-on-one appointments with them
oh wow,
to ask questions, find out best tips, how to, and most importantly, network to get
mm-hmm,
business. So as a hotelier, um, you want to go there and talk to these people to see if they have any runoff that might be interested in your
mm-hmm,
destination, right? One
right,
of the major sponsors of this year's Congress was the Bahamas Tourism Board.
oh wow,
Yes, the Four Seasons, Shangri-La Hotels, all like major brands sponsored
right,
this event. And for her to get an award to be recognized as one of the top planners globally, she has made it. And so now when she says that she's doing 5 weddings per year, trust and know, you heard that budget for the flowers?
2 million,
Yes.
two
So
million.
that's just flowers, ladies and gentlemen. That's just the fucking flowers. We ain't start talking about food,
No,
beverage, couture. Like, these are the kind of extravaganzas that she's doing now, ladies and gentlemen.
but that's why she said like she's doing five max. I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
and then she said she's doing five max, and they went to the $2 million flower budget. I'm like, mm-hmm. And she said it's quality over quantity. I'm like, you, you, your business is still taking those weddings. Is now the people under you are going to be doing them for you.
But did you notice the subtle jab? So, Alexia, you could sit back there and say, "That's why I wanted you to do my wedding." Boo, she don't do Boo Boo Kitty weddings like yours anymore. She was doing you a favor because of Bravo last year. You snooze, you lose. So, she don't do them budget basement weddings like Alexia had. She don't do those no more, Boo Boo Kitty. You can't get on her calendar anymore. And I honestly feel like this is gonna make Alexia go harder for her.
Yeah, for sure.
Cause the little black girl from the Caribbean, from Haiti, can't be doing the come up like that. Can't. Can't be having the successful business like that. Can't be rolling in the dough like that. Can't be having those connections like that. Can't have a successful happy marriage with children like that. Not with Alexia sitting there. No, 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 no.
And then she said like she has date nights with her boys now. I'm like, that's
Mhm.
good. I
Mhm.
mean, she and I think Lisa said it best. She said it was good that he was able to express that to you, and you
Mhm.
just boom, he was on it, like
But
wasting no time.
I'm glad that Lisa was able to acknowledge
Yes,
that, because for so long she sat there and she did not read the room with Lenny.
but let's go back. Let's go back. Thank you. We have to go back to the
Mhm.
top of the episode because that was the first thing they talked about. Actually, was Lisa
Mhm.
on Twitter when that person asked, like, looking back or whatever, how could you not realize that basically those parties were basically speed dating service for Lenny?
Mhm.
And she and it just makes me like Lisa even more because she was able to actually admit to herself and
Mhm.
in front of everybody and say, I knew,
Yeah.
I had an idea. And all this time she had been like saying like I had no clue, I had no clue. To hear her say, be able to get to the place where she could say, I knew. People have been saying things, and I get it when you're in it. When people tell you things, you think they're haters. You think they just want what you have, which could be true, but it could be the truth as well. And she wasn't willing to say this could be true,
She
but
was also covering for Lenny in his
she was,
professional
yeah,
capacity,
mhm,
cuz it doesn't look good. It, as as a medical professional in any major city, you don't want to be the horn dog, whether you are or not, knowing that you have a wife and two small children at home. Um, but the parties, she knew about that. And she did
right,
that in order to keep him in a lifestyle. I'm going to need
right,
her to admit that.
right. Which I'm not mad at her about to a degree. And then when Kiki said, and it may be bad,
Mhm.
and I know it's bad to say, but
Mhm.
sometimes I understand why the women stay if they're not being physically or emotionally abused.
Mhm.
I can see why they would deal with the cheating because they have two small children and they become accustomed to a lifestyle and they
Mhm.
know they could not afford that lifestyle were they on their own. So I don't bash women who do stay that. I just don't. So I get it.
Mhm.
But when Kiki said I know models who he's cheated with, I was like, oh. But then again, I have to give it to Lisa because she didn't break down. She's like, I've been hearing this for a while. I'm like, okay. I was like, wow,
Mhm.
she's done. She's
Mhm. Well, she
done.
got Jody in the back, so she better be done done.
No, I'm saying like it's weird. Like she has a boyfriend, but you know how some women move on pretty quickly after a separation, but they're
Mhm.
still pining for the ex husband, making excuses. She's it's like mentally and emotionally she's gotten past that because
Yeah.
she's airing him out now. As before she wouldn't do it.
Well, I think also with the win in court, it's given her the confidence
Hmm.
in order to do that.
True. Fair.
Because I'll give Larsa props for this. Larsa went and spent an entire day down at Miami courthouse
Hmm.
to testify in that restraining order case that his girlfriend put against Lisa. And Larsa went and testified on her behalf and said she wasn't even talking to the girl, she was talking to her husband. Like the girl had nothing to do with it. So
Right,
therefore, if she wasn't even engaging with you, why are you pulling a restraining order on her? So it kind of backfired.
right.
And I was like all for Larsa then. And then she ruined it by saying,
Yeah,
oh my God, that she couldn't get away with that, because then if she had gotten that restraining order, it would have stopped us from going to all of our restaurants.
it's
What?
like okay.
You was sounding semi decent. And that's why I don't like Larsa.
She's the person that says too much.
Yes.
Instead of
Yes.
stopping instead of stopping at like I went to the courthouse, I testified, told the truth, and Lisa got the win. Instead of just leaving it there, she's throwing in all the extra stuff. It's like, oh my god.
Just be quiet, girl. Whatever. But yeah, I like Lisa went through a lot this season. I think I think they showed it as best as they could.
Right.
Um ugh, Lenny is just such a trash bag. But hopefully we get to see the rest of it, because they still don't have a court date for the actual divorce.
Not that I've seen.
So hopefully we'll get to see that play out as well. What else happened on here? Mm, what did you think about seeing Elsa, the flashbacks of Elsa? I thought that clip was so nice. That little segment where they showed her throwing rice on all these little young girls, asking them if they want to
Right?
get married and stuff. When she told Andy that he'll never find love. So
Oh
true.
wow.
So true. Um, and then see, this is why I like Marisol said that she felt disconnected from her mom for for a long time, and Nicole asked her, like, how does that feel? What do you mean when you say that you don't feel your mom? And she said, like, her heart vibrates. I hope she's not having like a like, you know, atrial defibrillation or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know medical stuff, but I hope she's okay. But like, I kind of get it, because you do feel your passed on loved ones with you. You
Right.
do. Um so her explaining that, I was all in. It didn't apply to anything that happened this season, but it gave me the feels.
Well, yeah, because you see Meryl, you when you how can I put this? It's interesting
Mhm.
how though Alexia and Marisol on their own are likable on
Mhm.
their own without the other one. It's like they feed off each other's bad traits.
Wait, who? Alexia and Marisol?
When
Are
you split them apart and you see them one on one with other people, to me they come across more relatable and I can get into them more. But when they're together, it's just like they feed off each other's bad traits, and it's very interesting.
I agree on that part. When they're together, they bring out the worst in each other. However, I can still roll with Marisol, and I can't with Alexia.
No, no, I get it. Trust me, I get it. I can deal with Alexia without Marisol. It's just when it's like it's weird. It's like they look at each other like, okay, we have to make sure we got this. I'm like, y'all just be yourselves, whether you're together or not.
Okay. We had a little piece with Kiki after her revelation at the top of the show. Andy asked her about like why she was so into like the releasing, the screaming,
Hmm.
and all of that, and she gives us a little background, but I wish we got more.
Right.
She's the mother of two. She had a guy who kind of like did her dirty, and any opportunity that she can get to purge or cleanse or something, her
Hmm.
emotional bank,
Hmm.
she'll be all in for it. And she explains, it's just her by herself with her kids, and modeling career is up and down, it's not a steady paycheck. I
Hmm.
get it. you know.
Mhm.
And another thing that I saw with her before they shoot her off with a cold Whopper sandwich, double cheese, um, is Julia made sure to get up and say to her, you know, I am sorry. But when you start talking lawsuits, you know, it kind of scares me, and I can't bring you into my home if that's how you're going to be, you know, but I really like you. I want to move forward. You know, I'm sorry for what I did. I liked those two. I liked those two.
I was just gonna say that, and to hear to hear Julia say, "I overreacted,"
Mhm.
it made me look at her like, "There's here." It's interesting with Julia.
Mhm.
People say she's boring. I get it, but she has layers to her,
Mhm.
and she's not a. She has no problem admitting where she went wrong, and like the fact that she was open to saying that, like, "I overreacted. I am sorry." I'm like, why
Mhm.
can't you what? Huh? Like,
And where she was holding Adriana accountable for her behavior
oh
too. She's a
yes,
really good friend. She's a very good friend. She
mm,
isn't a yes person.
the
Adriana
whole
needs her in her life.
right, the whole like the whole, which I think what you're talking about, the whole back and forth, with her and Alexia,
Yeah.
it, you could see Julia like, and
With the
everyone's like,
letter. She even said the letter was a bad move.
right, and everyone's like, even Julia is not backing you on this one. I'm like, see, but see, this is what I want for this franchise. I want them to understand, particularly the other couch, that specifically Julia. Julia is not a yes woman by any means.
Mhm.
What Julia does is she tries to be a good friend to Adriana, but I'm not going to lambaste you in front of everybody, especially people who don't like you. And I'm very
Mhm.
similar with my friends.
Mhm.
I'm not going to air you out in front of people, let alone people I know don't like you. And that's what
Mhm.
Julius does. She's like, I'm not
Mhm.
gonna air you out in front of these people who don't like you, who you have friction right now. But I'm gonna let you have it privately, which is what she
Mhm.
does. Now, this situation, public forum, it's the reunion. Came back her up. You got to side with what's right. Glitter was wrong.
Right, but and she didn't even turn on her and was like, "Oh
No,
my god." No, she
no.
said, "No, Adriana, no, that's not good." It was so soft. It wasn't a big thing. They did catch it on the audio, which was good, but she did tell Adriana. She was just like, "That wasn't a good move." And I admire her for that. Hold on. Let's see. You want to talk about the update on Frankie?
Oh yes, he's. I like the fact that he's doing well,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna give Alexia not so much great because she doesn't need it. I'm glad she's finally out of that. I call it survivor, like mom survivor mode, where she was so like focused on getting Frankie and just keeping him
Mhm.
alive. And I kind of
Mhm.
felt the reason why she didn't get help before is because she felt like she needed to do it by herself and she needed to be the one to do it. And I'm gonna give Todd some credit because I think Todd kind of said it in a way he was very very blunt when he told her exactly what was up, and
Mhm.
she needed you've done nothing for him but keep him basically you've done nothing for him but keep him alive. You haven't helped him improve. And the fact that he just let it out and let it be blunt so she could really hear it, I think that's what spurred this forward. Because I think without the show, she would keep doing what she was doing, and Frankie would
Yeah.
never progress. But like
Mhm.
Nicole said, like this show helped her with her dad, Gertie. That I had to have the conversation with Russell. Todd had to have that blunt conversation with Alexia in order for Alexia to break out of that bubble she put herself in and actually get outside help from her for her son. I I just don't think she would have done it if it's not for the show. She was still in mom survival mode. I got to keep him alive. Yes, you've kept him alive. Fantastic job, but you're not helping him. She wasn't helping him live. That's what I was trying to get to.
Mhm.
She wasn't
Mhm.
helping him to live.
Yeah. And when Andy said it hurt, like it was devastating to hear that Frankie's scared to take a Uber, something that we take for granted. We hop in any old car that come up, you know? And he was scared.
Mhm.
Oh, but look, that foundation, the what is it called? Um
The Demora.
Demoya
Mhm.
Foundation. They're gonna do right by him. And Frankie's a sponge. He might be a little scared right
Mhm.
now, but I bet you anything come next season, that's gonna be something totally different. Like she
Right.
said, he's in vocational training now. Oh my
Mhm.
God. That's so like when we think back to where he was season two
Mhm.
to now, good for you, Frankie. And good for you, Alexia, for finally letting go.
Right. Like, and I understand. Like, you don't want your baby got hurt once. I get it. But like I said, she was just keeping him alive. She wasn't helping him
Mm-hmm.
live, and now she's
Mm-hmm.
helping him to live.
Yep. Yep. That's so true. So true. I don't really care about Peter. Whatever.
No.
Or Pedro. Next.
Mm, yeah.
Oh, Andy asked Adriana, were you married before your wedding on the show? And did you get married on the show for the show? And you notice how she answered, Adriana!
Right.
Adriana!
Right.
There's court record. And how
Yeah.
come Marisol ain't went and looked that up?
Right.
Jesus.
And scroll all the way
Oh
down to the bottom.
God. Okay, so then Andy, he's so shady. He asked Nicole about Adriana's ankle. But Nicole, in her professional capacity, she said there was bruising and swelling of the ankle or foot or whatever.
Mhm.
And Julia confirmed it. And there was the video footage.
Right.
The other couch was just being petty. Was it broken? Was she going to lose her life? No.
No.
But Dr. Nicole said, like all hotels have wheelchairs,
Yeah.
all. But you have a mammoth property like
Right.
Bahamar, you're gonna need it to get around. Now, did production, play around with it, putting in the yes, um,
That's why we love production.
yes, but she would have needed something.
Oh yeah, for
And they
sure.
don't keep crutches, they keep wheelchairs. So that's what she was given to get around.
But
Um,
you know what Andy said? Like, blah 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 in the big hat. I'm like, you know what, Andy? I was
oh
like, you
Lord,
know
the
what?
big hat.
I was like, you know what, Andy?
He's so
Messy.
shady. I will give him this though. This reunion and Potomac, he's been engaged.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this Andy since the beginning of the Housewives shows, where there was actual excitement and
Right.
it felt like he wanted to be there.
Yeah.
Let's see if
I
he can
think
keep it up.
he seems like he has fun with. It seems
Mm-hmm.
like he's been having fun with Potomac and Miami. That's just the way I see it. At least
Mm.
Miami.
For real, Miami. He has a lot of fun with Miami. They go back to the day, like Andy asks Adriana if she regretted what she said about Frankie on the beach in on the private island at Bahamar. Um, and when did she realize that the analogy didn't land the way she wanted it to? Um, and Nicole said something very interesting. She was just like, it felt like she was in a trance for a good 10 minutes where all of
Mm-hmm.
us were saying to her, do you realize what you said? And it wasn't clicking. And
Mm-hmm.
then as soon as like she snapped out of it, she was immediately apologetic. But I thought that was quite interesting. Like, does she see anybody? for
She said
help?
no.
She needs to. No, that's not Alexia.
Oh, that's Alexia
Adriana.
Marisol. I'm not sure.
I think she needs to really sit down with that because she is going through a lot. Whether they choose to acknowledge that or not, I feel she's going through a major life crisis. In addition to recording tracks for Emilio Estefan, um, but yeah, I think that there's more downs than ups for her, and I'm just a little concerned because she seems lonely and she is all alone. So that's
Right.
not a good combination because your thoughts can go down a really dark path that you might not come back from. Not wishing her any harm because I really like Adriana and I want the best for her, but I'm going to need her to come out of this. I didn't like what I was hearing in a lot of descriptions of her and her situation.
Right.
Um, Julia said that there's only one thing that separates Adriana from the rest of them, and that is that she is the only one who is single and alone. And they jumped on Julia.
Right.
God. Gertie says that Adriana is not in a good place mentally. Stop diagnosing people. But I agree with you, Gertie. Glad you said it. And this is when she gives, Adriana says that Marisol isn't well and gets up and gives the letter from the abused and scared Marisol liver. That was so horrible. Um, oh, this is where Julia says to Adriana that she loves her, but they were trying to get to a point of some sort of reconciliation. And now, the letter kind of imploded it. So she
Hmm.
did hold her to account there.
Yeah.
Um, Andy asked Alexia about the struggle of letting go of her sons. I didn't write down anything. I didn't care. This is where they talked about the foundation that's helping Frankie, so that's all good. He also asked Alexia if she sees a therapist, and she says no, her mother was her therapist and her mother was an actual certified therapist,
Yeah.
but she needs to contact somebody as well. um let's see, we talk about Peter's girlfriend, don't care. Uh, Adriana was groveling to Marisol. I don't know. Oh, that was a whole back and forth.
Right.
I swear, in this episode, Adriana apologized so many times for the same thing over and over and over again. It was ridiculous. But then we hear Gertie jump in and ask about, you know, stop saying the children out of wedlock thing. Larsa sort of said, yeah, we'll squash that. We'll start from zero. But I didn't hear Nicole like say anything to confirm, to pick it up, to say, yeah, boo, we good. Nicole kept quiet. I wouldn't let that go if I was her.
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't let that go. You and considering he's a baby or a toddler, Larsa, you look hella stupid coming after a little baby like that. Da, da, da. Lastly, Andy wants to know what was the most positive thing you got out of this season from each of the ladies. He starts with Larsa, and she says something about it seemed to be more fun.
Well, I think Andy
Okay.
said she seemed to have more fun this season.
Mm. And she says she dated somebody she really care about. Who's that?
Yeah, we're trying to figure. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Okay. Then Marisol said she loves her job. She loves the whole experience. She has so much fun. Um, and she wants the best for all of them. I thought that was very nice. See, this is why I like Marisol. Forever in PR mode.
Yep.
I like that. I like that. Um Gertie says, um Gertie laid out like her business plan. She says she, you know, she redid the model for the business model for
Hmm.
her company. You know, she focusing on her family. Like, you go, girl. We love it. You don't have to have a storyline. Just keep on being successful and in your business and in your marriage and with your children, and that's all I need. I don't need you to ever have a storyline.
That is her story. Her life is her storyline.
Mhm. Next we see Adriana. This is where he asked her if she laid down tracks for Emilio, and she confirmed it. And she says it's coming out soon. So hopefully that'll be next season. Maybe he can find her a boyfriend. I don't
Right.
know. Then we asked Julia. She said that her soul has been shaken by Martina's cancer. She doesn't sweat the small things anymore. She counts her blessings and she embraces joy. I thought that was sweet. And especially after hearing that Martina has beat cancer, knock wood, I hope so. Mazel tov. Nicole says it was the journey with her dad. She sees him through a different lens. She understands now where he's coming from, and she thanks Bravo for that. Um, then we go to Lisa, and she says that she's happy now that she's found out who Lenny really is. Everything happens for a reason, and maybe it's just her destiny. And then he brings out the Bahama Mama drinks. And he asked Larsa to do the toast. Why? And
He's being shady because he knew she didn't have the words to do that.
but it didn't make sense to me.
That's
It
why he did
felt
that.
like it was she was talking about herself. I don't know. It was just very weird for me.
That's why he did that. He did that to embarrass her.
So bad.
He's mad about that comment she made about children.
Mm-hmm.
And oh yeah, he gonna shade her for the rest of her time on Bravo.
Oh Lord. Well,
That's
yeah,
what I would do.
that was it. That was the season. That was the show. Um, I don't think they had a miss this season. I really don't. I think they had a great season. As usual, the girls showed up and showed out. It was enjoyable, refreshing.
Agreed.
And that was it. That's the season. That was season 5 of The Real Housewives of Miami. Can't wait for season 6.
Me neither.
Mm. All right, Jamal. Enjoy your weekend.
You too.
It's been a long week. You deserve the break. Stay out of trouble. And so next week we're going to be doing Seeking Brother Husband, and we're going to be doing Real Housewives Ultimate Girls
Girls
Trip
Trip.
Thailand, right? Is
Yeah.
Thailand that they're going
Thailand.
to?
Thailand.
Okay.
Season 3.
I wonder if they're going to go to the penis uh temple.
Mm.
You do know that they have like this whole temple of where they worship penises, right? I think it's Thailand. I got to look at it again. It's on my places to go in Asia.
Okay.
Anyway, that seems to have a whole bunch of interesting cast of characters. We'll see how they get along. Your favorite person, Leah, is going to be on there from New
Ugh.
York.
Ugh.
She exits early, though. She gets sick.
How unfortunate.
No, I mean real sick. Like winds up in the hospital sick.
Oh, like that was her. I was
Yeah,
wondering who was
she's
that?
the
Who was that in the
one.
clips?
Yeah, she's the one. Some sort of tummy problem, something like
Ugh.
that. Um, yeah. So that should be interesting. All right, y'all. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and we'll see you back here next Thursday and Friday. Jamal, until next time.
Of course.
All right, y'all. Bye.